What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the brewery. And I apologize it's been so long. I wanted to put up a quick video here, sort of out of order. But I do have big plans to bring you along with a new brewery tour and some new equipment and a lot of changes that have happened since you last saw the place. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming soon. What I wanted to show you is something I ran into last night. And this is kind of an urgent situation where I was just finishing up with a batch of nut brown ale, and I now know, in hindsight, a couple of things that I should have done differently, but I wanted to first show you what I came up with for a quick solution when I really needed it in the final hour. So what I ran into is that this was a 4-gallon batch, and I am fermenting it in my Unitank. This is, what is it, a 15-gallon Unitank? Anyway, intended for 10-gallon batches. And what that means with this Unitank in particular is that 5 gallons puts you just above the Thermowell on the back of the tank here. So that just sits in a little bit under 5 gallons of liquid. The other thing is the jacket, the heating or cooling jacket, however you're using it. It's cold winter, so I'm using it as a heating jacket and pumping warm water through it. Only goes to the top of the cone here. So you have from here to here. This is about to fall. Nice. So anyway, the problem I ran into is that with 4 gallons of beer in here, it was not high enough to cover the Thermowell, and it was also not going to make a difference to use the heating jacket. So I was in big trouble there. So what I came up with, one of these things was already in place. I have a conical heating blanket, or heating pad, on the cone down here. And so that way I can go down to 0 gallons, and I have all the way down to the bottom heating capabilities. So that is absolutely necessary in this. I think anything 5-gallon range in this fermenter, that would be necessary. So that was already there. So for this batch, I'm not using the blanket, or the jacket, I should say, because it's not making any difference. So that was covered. The thing that I had big trouble with was the Thermowell. How could I get my temperature control probe into the beer if the beer level's here and the Thermowell is up here? So I thought, can I run some sort of Thermowell? I've got an old one and a stopper. I could have done that. Actually, that just occurred to me now. What I could have done is something like this up here instead of the pressure relief valve. I could have taken my stopper that I have here. Oh, it doesn't fit. But anyway, something like that, where I could have stuffed that in there, and then I do have a Thermowell similar to this, I guess, that could go down through that, and that could have been my Thermowell for the temperature probe. Anyway, what I did come up with is I took this Inkbird on the plug-in end, just has this little 3.5 millimeter jack. I fed that through the cane, the blow-off cane, down and around. I took off the ball valve because it wouldn't fit through the stock ball valve that comes on this. But then I fed it down through a 3/8 barb, tri-clamp barb, through my blow-off hose. You can see the temperature probe there, and then it runs up and plugs in. So what we have here is the temperature probe is running up, and then I left enough length for it to be down in here. And then the hose is still underwater, so we still have our airlock into the blow-off container here. And we have temperature capabilities, monitoring capabilities in beer, and that was my quick fix. So I just wanted to show you this. If you're in a pinch, it's a rare situation, but if it ever were to happen, hopefully this video will help you. In hindsight, though, what I wanted to mention is why didn't I just scale this batch up 1 gallon? That was another consideration I had as well. Should I just dump a gallon of water in it and completely ruin all of my numbers? I had hit 1055 was the OG. I hit that right on, so I did not want to spoil that and risk dumping in water on the cold side and messing with things. So this was the best solution I came up with, but next time I will definitely scale this up to at least 5 gallons, if not 10. I should have just done 10. I will probably do that in the future, knowing how well this hit the numbers, and if it turns out really good and tastes good, that's what I'll do. So anyway, wanted to show you that for now. Hopefully you found the video interesting. Make sure to like and subscribe as always, and look forward to a full tour of the new brewery bar here in the very near future.